Ken Hopper, thanks for joining me. Thanks for the long drive. I know you drove a long way to be here. I appreciate you coming on the show. We have a few things to talk about. I know we spoke on the phone recently about a lot of things going on up in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
That there is.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, are you the founder of the Ton Legacy Foundation?
Pat Daly, a Marine.
Okay.
Was the founder of the Legacy Foundation.
What's your position in the foundation?
I originally joined as a board of director, and I have now become the director of marketing.
Okay, the director of marketing for the Ton Legacy Foundation.
Yes, for the Ton Legacy.
Yeah, so for those of you that aren't aware, there is an organization called the Ton Legacy Foundation, and they are basically building a tavern, but it's going to be called the Ton, correct?
Correct.
And it is going to be in Philadelphia. You have the lot secured.
Yes.
You're in the process of, acquiring capital in order to invest in building the property because it's going to be quite expensive. And once it's done, there will be a tavern located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, mere blocks from where the original location, correct?
200 meters.
200 meters? Yes. Yeah,
200 meters.
It's pretty close to where the original location of where the original Ton Tavern used to be located back when it was still in operations in the 1700s, specifically 1775, when Captain Samuel Nichols started recruiting people out of it. So obviously this name of this location is going to be called the Ton, and it is going to be built by Ton Legacy Foundation because of legal stuff going on. Obviously, there's a few other complexities to it, obviously, as everything is. As far as the organization, I figure I want to give you an opportunity to kind of explain a little bit about what it is, what your guys' goals are, what the whole point, why, what is going on with this thing? What's going on with this thing? So,
well, it was first, thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah.
I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
I really do. To help get the word out, to spread the word on what we're doing. Because our mission and our vision is not only going to help Marines, but it's going to help sailors. It's going to help Masonic charities. It's going to help the other foundations, the associations there in their educational funds.
Yeah.
But how we got to where we are, it's 8-9 years ago. Pat Daly, there was an old bar called Cookies in Old Town Philadelphia. It was a typical old bar.
Yeah.
I mean, but every November 10th, it didn't matter, didn't rain, sleet, snow, or ice. Pat likes to tell the story of the night it had hit him. He said, it was cold, it was wet, it didn't matter. It was November 10th. He said there had to have been 3,500 Marines standing outside Cookies. And he turned and
3,500.
3,500.
That's like 3.5 battalions of Marines standing out front of a tavern up there.
Just because it was November 10th.
And whose bar was Cookies?
Cookies.
Who does it belong to?
I can't tell you who. I want to say it was Cookies, but don't quote me on that.
Okay. But it didn't belong to the founder.
No, it didn't belong. It was just big sign outside said Cookies Bar.
That's the most unusual name for a bar.
It was there forever.
Really?
Forever. And he goes, if there's 3,500 Marines here on a cold, wet night.
At a bar that doesn't have anything to do with Ton.
How many people would show up if Ton Tavern was still here?
Yeah.
Which got him thinking. So Pat, doing his due diligence, he worked there. Him and his wife own a Japanese grocery store / restaurant up there. So he had easy access to all the historical documents that he could lay his hands on. And he began his research. And as he began his research, and Pat's the type that unless he sees it in an official document, and he had access to all those early newspapers and journals and such, that's where he found out that, at the Ton, that was a Masonic lodge. So
the original Ton Tavern
was a Masonic lodge. That Benjamin Franklin was actually the Grand Master.
Benjamin Franklin was
a Grand Master when the Masonic Temple was at the Ton.
For those that don't know, because I don't know, what is a Masonic Temple?
That's the Freemasons.
Oh, the Freemasons.
The Freemasons. and their lodge is called a Masonic Lodge.
Okay.
So that was the first one. Well, once he found that piece of historical information out, he then went and researched, and he discovered that in the last 100 years there had been 5 attempts to rebuild this place.
Does anyone know when the last time it was like standing was?
The original tavern
Yeah.
was torn down in 1781. There's a lot
Really? 6 years later?
It was just because it was dilapidated.
Oh, okay. Nobody wanted to invest in renovations?
Correct.
That's unfortunate.
So it was torn down and essentially built over.
Okay.
It was just the development.
Yeah, that's the
So-
running story.
So he approached the Freemasons there and gave them his pitch that, hey, I'd really like to rebuild this place.
And you're talking about,
The Ton. He wanted.
but you're talking about the founder of Ton Legacy Foundation.
Yes, this is Pat Daly. And
Pat
he went
Daly.
He went to the Freemasons, Rob Brink, who is the incoming Grand Master for the whole state of Pennsylvania.
What do Freemasons do? Because I've got a lot of friends that probably like have a lot of conspiracy theories about Freemasons. I don't know anything about them. Like I know I have friends and potentially family members that are involved with them, but they can't talk about it.
They can't.
And most of them just can't talk about it. It's just like a fraternity almost.
It's a fraternity.
Is
But
it exclusively men?
yes.
Okay.
But the Freemasons also are big into hospitals.
And like charitable stuff?
Charitable. They, in Pennsylvania, I want to say Rob told me they have 3 retirement homes. So they take care of their Masons.
Yeah.
They do. Nothing but, one of the projects I know there in the state of Pennsylvania was replanting some trees that had deforestation had occurred, and they were replanting trees in the state. So they do a tremendous amount of charitable work throughout the state. Once Pat explained to the Freemasons that, hey, I think this could be a good thing for us, they were on board.
So they're down to be involved in this?
They were involved, wanted to get involved. Then he did more research, and he found official, again, newspapers that talked about John Adams and the Second Continental Congress actually meeting on the second floor inside the tavern there. And that's where they wrote the articles that created the Continental Navy. Which
in the second floor of
the Ton.
The Ton. Okay.
Yep. So then he approached the Navy. Then the last 3 organizations, the Society of St. Andrews, St. George, and the Friendly Sons and Daughters of St. Patrick, he found records of where they had met there in Ton Tavern. And one of the reasons they met there was because of where the original building was situated. It had a long pier. And so lots and lots of ships would pull up to the pier.
Like near the tavern, there was piers.
Yeah, it jutted right out into the bay.
Wow.
And so when the ships would come from the old world to the new world, that's, where the Irish, the Scots, and the English would meet their people.
They probably picked up a lot of imports from there too, I would imagine, for like their port and barley and any wine that they might have, or spirits or whatever.
Have spirits that they might have.
Maybe
yes.
whatever, food that they might have served in there at the time. Where are you guys in the process of erecting this restored masterpiece?
Great question. Let's see. We purchased the land in April of 2024.
Okay, so a little bit over a year ago.
Yep. So, but it took nearly 18 months to negotiate buying the land.
What was so complicated about it?
2 brothers owned it, and 2 brothers liked making money.
Okay. Makes
Because
sense.
it's a parking lot, and the parking lot was getting between $20,000 and $35,000 a month.
Wow.
So they
it was making them $20,000 to $35,000 a month.
Because it's in Old Town Philly.
Wow.
It is right Old Town Philly.
And so they're like, yeah, I don't really feel like giving up that extra $30K a month just to sell this property.
Yep. So it took 18 months of negotiations.
Wow.
That they finally, with their lawyer jabbing them in the side, going, you guys need to sell this.
You had to make them an offer they couldn't refuse. Well, who was the one that was doing the negotiating on the part of the
Pat
foundation?
and Rob were engaged in it, but we also had some smart lawyers, and then we had another associate who was really instrumental that liked our cause, that was another real estate guy.
Yeah.
That did a lot of negotiation for that. So once we bought the land, okay, we were already, I hate to say this, leaps and bounds ahead of the previous 5 attempts because the other attempts all went bankrupt. And
Oh, really?
the reason they went bankrupt, like Marines like you and I are, they did their after action. Pat looked at each of the 5 attempts, and they were all done by Marines, only for the Marines.
Yeah.
They did not get the other 5 organizations that can trace their heritage to the ton engaged in this. That is the reason we know this is going to be rebuilt, because you now have 6 organizations backing this effort.
What are the 6 organizations, real quick?
Well, so the Marines, the Freemasons, the Navy, Friendly Sons and Daughters of St. Patrick, St. Andrews, and St. George.
Okay.
So with those 6 engaged, prior to purchasing the land in 24, November of 23, we formed a board, became all the documentation for a 501c3,
Yeah.
passed bylaws, stood up our website, and began our fundraising in earnest. So we're coming up on just 2 years. So in 2 years, next month, we will have completed all our architectural designs that have been approved by the city. We have the official blessing from the Philadelphia Historical Society, which is a huge, huge item to get. They've blessed off on all the designs. They said that is as historically accurate as that they know.
So you guys are having like an actual architect design this to make it look like the original supposed to look like?
For all the listeners, I have to bust a bubble.
Okay.
Any Marine, here's the name, Ton Tavern.
Yeah.
You think of that pencil drawing
Yeah.
that you see. That pencil drawing was actually done 100 years after the original place was torn down.
Is there any like drawings of the original?
No one knows what the original place looked like. No one knows exactly. We have newspaper descriptions of what it looked like, but no one can tell you for 100% fact. So that's why we wanted to get the drawings in front of the Historical Society to get their blessing. And they did. They gave us their blessing.
Is it going to be like a Victorian era style?
Oh, it's going to be true to what we know that the taverns of that era looked like.
Okay.
That, is as close as we
Of
can
the
get.
1700s era?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So it's probably going to be relatively simple looking. Maybe, are you going to have like dormers or anything? You allowed to even
we're
talk
going to
about
have 4 dormers
Okay. There we
across
go.
the top.
Nice.
Got a second floor that is going to be 2 conference rooms, one large one that in the 125 people.
Oh, okay. So you'll
And
be able
then
to fit 100 people in
and
there.
then a smaller one that's going to be in the 60 to 70 range,
Yeah.
with a wall that you can open up and have as one large room. The first floor is going to be the actual bar. And then the top floor is going to be, most of the office spaces.
Okay. How many people are you guys trying to make this place rated for fire code?
Well, here we go. A lot of people are thinking they're building a bar. We actually have a restaurant attached to the back of it.
Oh, okay.
So, and the restaurant is called Peg Mullen's Beefsteak Club, which was named after because the place was actually Peg Mullen's Beefsteak Club in the early days when it was first built. Because beefsteak clubs were all the rage in England.
You said beef steak?
Beefsteak.
So both beef and steak put together.
One word.
Beefsteak Club. And so this is all going to be on the same lot.
Yes.
Okay, so that is going to be built
Right
in
behind
addition to
Correct.
the tavern.
So as you're facing the street, you'll see the ton.
Yeah.
Right behind it is going to, on the first floor, there's going to be a small museum. Okay.
Okay.
Then you got the second and third floor, which is a lot of the chefs' preparation areas and such.
Okay.
And then behind it is going to be the actual restaurant.
How many square foot is this lot?
I don't know what the square footage of the lot is.
I'd be curious.
The restaurant, counting the outside, because weather dependent, we're going to have outdoor seating.
Okay.
You're looking at 335 people
Okay.
in it.
For capacity?
Yes,
Okay.
335 is what we're going to
Be able
have.
to get a big group of people there for like birthdays and stuff like that.
You would not believe the number of units that have called up. We actually, was it last month? We had a gunnery sergeant call up and wanted to book his retirement in 2027 at the place.
That's funny.
Oh,
It's not even started yet. Haven't even broke ground yet.
Haven't broke ground, and the gunny wanted his retirement. So we're talking 2 years out.
Yeah.
We have had, sir, I want to get re-enlisted, and I would love to be standing inside the ton when I do my re-enlistment. Well, yeah, we want you to be standing here too. But we're keeping all that in mind when the architects did the design on the inside. So it'll be wired properly so we can actually support, large groups that can come in there, but I jumped ahead too far. So we've got the land. We've begun fundraising in earnest. Okay.
What does in earnest mean?
Means we've been blessed to we've had 3 people step forward and actually provide donations, $1 million donations for us. They want to remain anonymous right now so people don't go to them and ask for more money for another cause.
Yeah.
So we've done that. We've had numerous people that have stepped forward, 100,000, 500,000 type of deals.
Yeah.
But to date, I can tell you we have 0 bills. All the bills are paid for. When people say this is a scam, the state of Pennsylvania it's been 2 months, 3 months, just gave us a $3 million grant to build this place.
Who says it's a scam?
Oh, we still get some social media posts think that we're scamming people.
Oh, really?
But as I tell people, scammers don't drop over $4 million for a piece of property.
Yeah.
They don't do it.
Like, is there any specific people that said it was a scam so far?
Oh, it's just
like a common naysayers.
Naysayers on social media.
Is there any like mainstream media that's covered this stuff with you guys?
Local channels there in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Pat just did an interview with Channel 6 in Philadelphia.
Okay.
That will be aired on November 10th.
Oh, okay.
During the big birthday weekend.
Yeah.
They're in support when we broke ground right prior to doing our ceremonial groundbreaking last year. Our vice president, Matt Swindell, did, maybe it's been 2 years because he was still in uniform. He was on TV talking about it.
Matt Swindell?
Matt Swindell.
And he was still in uniform? Where did he?
He was a reservist. Matt's a reservist.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And he was there, and so Channel 6, the newspapers up there have covered us, and none of that has been negative at all.
Yeah.
All of that's been positive because it's going to actually begin to beautify that area of Old Town Philly that the city really wants to see happen.
Well, Philly needs it because, much like many of the other cities in the Northeast and mid-U.S., they've been kind of eroding in a state of decay. Crime's kind of going up in places like Chicago, Detroit, Minneapolis, New York City, Philadelphia. A lot of these big major cities that used to be hopping cities for a long time have kind of been in a state of decline. And so people are always skeptical. Well, there just needs to be a serious movement to clean stuff up, polish stuff up,
right.
Because you have to restore it, and without support, not only financial support, but without actual people support, it's tough to get enough people on board to get something back to a place where it's feasible to have tourism again.
Correct.
So that's a tough nut to crack in general for every city, let alone Philadelphia.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I know it's a challenge to
yeah.
do that stuff, but I'd like to find out why people are thinking it's a scam. I'm curious, is that because of the controversy surrounding the...
I don't think it's that. It's originally it was some of the people that knew of the previous attempts
Okay.
And the one thing I would have my hand slapped if I didn't say this. Everyone engaged in rebuilding this place is a volunteer.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, people can go to our website, theton.org, and you can go to the store and order stuff,
Yeah.
Marine specific, Mason specific, whatever association specific. But when that is ordered, that's all volunteers that, 75% of them still have a full-time job. They have shirts, polo shirts, and wooden mugs, in their garage.
Yeah. Of this organization?
Yeah. So once they get done work and they come home and, some of them still have kids at home.
Yeah.
Some of them have grandkids that they're helping. Now they work in the orders that are coming in to get stuff shipped out. So are we Amazon fast? No, we're not Amazon fast.
Yeah.
So when with the current, all of us, I don't care how old you are, you order something from Amazon, you're getting it within 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
At the most. And that's what we're fighting. So when, Ken doesn't get his stuff in 3 or 4 days, what's the first thing everyone does? They go to social media. Hey, I ordered mine. And yeah, we make mistakes.
Sure.
We send the wrong size T-shirts sometimes. So we're not as fast. So I really want everyone to know that we're all volunteers, every single one of us.
Well, let me ask you this: where can they? What's a good website that they can look up the organization on?
And I'll spell it for everyone.
Okay.
THETUN.
Okay.
.org.
Okay. So theton.org.
Correct.
Okay.
And all that, you can scroll to the bottom and see our EIN number.
Okay.
That we're 501c3 nonprofit.
Yeah, so that way you guys can conduct your own research. Look them up, conduct your own research, and then look into it. I mean, if it's a registered EIN, which I'm certain it is, then they'll have some more information when you search the EIN.
And you can actually go to Candid, GuideStar.
Yeah, GuideStar is a good one. Yeah,
and we have a gold seal. We received our gold seal this year.
Okay.
For transparency.
Nice.
And once the taxes are done, we'll be submitting those. So we're really pushing to get that platinum level of transparency. So all our finances are out there for everyone to take a look at.
Yeah. So by all means, take a look.
Please.
Check it out. And then the more warm and fuzzy people get on an organization, the more comfortable they will be if they want to support them. So
now I want to warn everyone, like we said, we're in fundraising mode in earnest.
Sure.
Right now. So when you go there, you're going to see a 16-ounce copper mug.
Yeah.
And it does go for $1,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Polo shirts are going for $250, but we are trying to raise the funds.
Yeah.
To build the place. That's why they are.
Have you thought about lowering the price of the polos to
Not yet.
50?
Not yet, because I'll talk about our grassroots effort. The one item I do want to point out, two. I mentioned the 16-ounce copper mug.
Yeah.
Okay, that mug, you can have your name engraved and have it hang inside the rafters once the ton is built, and it can hang inside there.
That's kind of cool.
Every time you get it, you're going to know where it is. It's going to have a location. They'll take it down, and inside there'll be a wooden coin, so you can turn that in. So your first beer will always be free when you drink out of your own copper mug.
That's funny.
Okay.
A wooden coin?
Yeah, wooden coin.
Interesting.
So, but the other one, which is even better, but it does cost $2,500, is our 32-ounce Legacy Tankard. Now, the 32-ounce Legacy Tankard is handmade. It is built by the only female coppersmith in the United States. Sarah lives in Wisconsin. So when I send her the orders, she takes a sheet of copper and she uses 18th century equipment to actually build. It takes her 4 to 4.5 hours to build your Legacy Tankard.
So she's making the tankard out of copper?
It's 100% just like they did in back then.
Like the prancing pony from Lord of the Rings? Kind of like that? That's what I think of when I think of tankards. You know, I think of or that the first place that they go, you know what I'm talking about, where they're drinking in the bar and that's when they first meet Aragon. I don't know why that's what I thought of just then. Like, but yeah.
I know
So
the
anyway,
exact scene.
I
saw the scene in my head.
Yeah, when he's like, you know, Strider's in the corner smoking his pipe, and they're in there drinking pints. They're like, they come in pints. He's like, I'm getting one.
But the cool thing about this one is when you purchase it, you get your choice of seal from one of the 6 organizations.
Okay.
And it's hand stamped. And Sarah starts the whole process with a flat sheet of copper. This is how good she is.
Where's she sourcing the copper from?
She gets the copper from Texas. So it's all 100% U.S. made.
Pulled out of the ground from Texas?
I can tell you she gets it from Texas.
Okay. Yeah.
Then you get 2 lines of text, 22 characters. Then she builds your legacy tankard.
Yeah.
It gets numbered.
Like serial numbered?
It's serial numbered. And there's only going to be 1,500 of these tankards
Oh, wow.
made forever and ever. 1,500. That's it.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about this legacy tankard is, one, if the owner desires, it will stay inside the ton forever.
That's
forever.
cool.
And when I say, I keep stressing legacy because Ken Hopper, I bought mine and I can pass it down to my son, and my son you never have to buy a beer when you drink if you own a legacy tankard.
Yeah.
Forever and ever, amen.
Wow.
And then my son could pass it down to his son.
So the legacy tankards, it's unlimited?
Unlimited.
So you just like can continue to drink all night if you want.
How many 32 ounces of beer?
It's a 32 ounce, yeah. How much is a pint?
16.
Okay, so it's 2 pints into one. Wow. What about this restaurant that they're going to have there? What kind of food are they going to be serving?
We're going to do a twist. It's funny you bring that up because we actually started talking about finding a chef, an executive chef.
So you want to do like an actual legit. Like,
it's going to be
good kitchen.
100%. We want to do period type food.
Oh, that'd be good.
A little twist of modern, but we don't want to serve what 90% of the places serve, you know, a Philly cheesesteak or a hamburger.
No. You need to serve like short ribs and you know what I'm saying? Like short ribs and like the type of food maybe that you would find at a tavern in the 1700s.
That's exactly what we want.
Potatoes, leeks, you know, maybe some seafood potentially. I mean, there's all kinds of opportunities.
Yeah. Delaware River is right there.
Yeah.
You know, Boston's just up the road.
Yeah.
So we want that, and we want an executive chef to actually help us design the kitchen.
That's
cool.
cool.
The layout.
Yeah.
So we've actually started talking about that, and we've been in talks with a couple of very prominent chefs that have discussed that. Even the Marine Corps Community Services have actually approached us, and we've discussed with them some chefs, and they said, well, did you know that the Marine Corps has this program? And we went, no, we did not. So the Marine Corps actually has executive chefs.
Oh, really?
Yes. So
I didn't know that.
We're in negotiations right now.
Where are those people?
White House.
Oh, okay. not in the chow hall.
You know, commandant's residence.
Oh, okay, yeah. That makes sense.
But the Marine Corps sends these guys to culinary school.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Are they officers?
No, they're enlisted.
Really?
Yep.
No kidding.
But they send them to culinary school and get all their training.
Good for them.
They are 100% professional chefs.
That's cool.
We couldn't think, wow, you know, get a Marine chef
Yeah,
in
it'd
here
be a freaking
to
cool
help
opportunity.
us put that twist. I mean, we will have a chef in place before the menu is actually designed and developed.
Yeah.
We want to have that.
I know I saw a picture of Lieutenant General Worth, who's the 2nd Marine Expeditionary Force Commanding General. I think he was up in Philly with you guys. Is that right?
Last November 10th, we held a ceremonial groundbreaking ceremony.
Okay.
You know, we didn't do an official head count, but I know what 3,000 Marines look like because of my time in Iraq, and I've seen 3,000 Marines.
Yeah.
But there was every bit of 3,000 Marines there. And you should have seen the crowd and no one knew this, which was so flipping cool.
Yeah.
No one knew this. We got a big stage at the end of the street, and people are standing on it, and then all of a sudden from down around the block, you started hearing these drums.
Yeah.
And they start marching, and it's the Commandant's Own. Comes around the corner.
The Commandant's Own?
Around the corner, and they march down the street in front of the stand, and they are playing. They must have played 5 or 6 songs.
Wow.
And
Who set that up?
One of the board members set that up.
That's
Made
cool.
a phone call. Hey, can you hook a brother up?
Yeah.
Type of deal. And so the Commandant's Own came. Now, okay, the Commandant's Own was on their way to New York, so they stopped in Philly.
So they were just kind of doing a favor.
It was right on the way. It only took 45 minutes to an hour.
That's cool.
But they were there. The drill master was there.
In uniform.
And you should have seen the gunny rile everybody up. He had people calling cadence.
Oh, I bet.
When
People
I
get
say-
riled up when the Commandant's Own come around. Like,
Oh,
even if it was just like a certain band from like whatever base, even like whatever regular band, even though they're not regular because they're still very, like, every band I've ever seen is like incredibly professional, but like people get super stoked when the band's there, when there's an actual band. But then you've got the Commandant's Own, which is like a step above, just to cut above, and like you have them come out just as like a hook you up type deal. Most people probably didn't expect to see that.
oh, they didn't. Oh no, we didn't tell anyone. We wanted to see the surprise on everyone's face.
Yeah.
And then when the gunny got out there and started doing his cadence, I say Marine, you say Corps, Marine Corps, Marine Corps.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
To see.
Everybody got all riled up.
And they played there because we did a cake cutting. Major General Livingston.
Major
MOH
General Livingston
recipient.
was up there?
Yep.
Okay.
He was our guest of honor.
Oh, that's cool.
So he spoke, 5-10 minutes, and then General Worth spoke 5 or 10 minutes and cut the cake and, read. We have one board member, Craig Mills, who recites General Legern's message by heart.
Wow.
I mean, from top to bottom, he recites it, and we did all that. And then we went over and did the ceremonial groundbreaking ceremony. I think we finally shut the place down at 6:30.
And what time did you
That
start?
night, 9 o'clock.
Was this at Cookies?
No, Cookies is gone.
Oh, okay, so different spot.
Cookies was gone. Cookies was bought out, and it's a Japanese sushi bar.
Interesting. Where was it that you guys did this groundbreaking? Was it at
Right
the
on
actual
site.
site? At
Right
the
on
parking
site.
lot?
Yep, right on the parking lot.
Interesting. You guys just set up like tables and chairs there and everything?
Yeah, we had the one mistake we didn't have last year was food trucks because we really didn't know how many people we were going to have.
Yeah.
This year we have 8 confirmed food trucks.
Wow.
3 more said they're coming. So we're looking at 11 food trucks.
It's going to be
This
busy.
year.
It's going to be packed.
Yeah, so it'll be a phenomenal weekend.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, which starts on Friday the 7th and it goes all the way through the 11th of November this year.
I can't believe it's almost November right now.
But
Time has been flying.
We've been planning the weekend events. I've been in it since February of this year.
Especially things like that, you have to plan pretty far in advance if you want to be able to like schedule everything out, because logistics is like what makes everything work, and like unfortunately you have to back plan stuff like that pretty significantly because people are busy. And
Oh man,
You know.
I sent invitations to retired sergeants major of the Marine Corps,
yeah,
every living commandant, even the Royal Commandant and the Royal Sergeant Major,
no kidding.
all got invitations in May.
The Royal Commandant
Well, we have
from
to,
like the Royal Marine Corps.
it's,
Oh, wow.
it's our 250th, so you have to at least invite them.
Yeah, shoot him an invite. That's gonna be a pretty big deal. So let me ask you this: I know you said you're fundraising in earnest. You've got all the mugs and all that stuff that's for sale, the shirts, all that stuff people can find on your website, right? theton.org. So they
Yes.
can find all that stuff for sale on there. And then obviously there's probably going to be places that you can donate money, just like if you want to donate, and you can donate straight through the website, probably, I would imagine.
Yes.
Okay.
But what we did in May of this year, we happened to be at Modern Day Marine up in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And we had our booth set up. Like, that's our second year we've had a booth set up. And I had a booth right next to Pat's for the ton.
Yeah.
And we were just conversing, and almost out of the blue, Pat says, 1775, I think we can play with that. I went, what do you mean? He goes, I think we really need to create a 1775 club. I said, all right, let's talk those out. So we have created a 1775 club.
Yeah.
And what that is $17.75 for 12 months or a one-time payment of $213, and you're a member for life. And what you get out of it is it's a cool T-shirt. It really is a cool T-shirt, and it's so cool. I can't tell you how many people have called me or sent an email saying, hey, I want to buy a 1775 Club shirt.
Yeah.
How much is it? $213. It's a T-shirt. Exactly. The only way you can get it is becoming a member.
Yeah.
But then you get a serialized coin. Okay? So the coin you get, the number on the back is your number. And that will be forever and ever at the ton. So once we're up and operational, there'll be a computer screen like if you go to the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
For instance, some of the displays, they got that big flat screen TV there. This one will be specifically for 1775 Club members. So you'll be able to scroll and find your name or your dad's name or your brother's name, and then you get a really nice certificate out of this. But we figured this was our grassroots effort to get people engaged.
What other like ancillary benefit do people get for being a member?
I'm glad you asked.
Because I'm telling you, I'm just saying, people are going to want to know,
People are
what's
gonna
in
wanna
it for
know.
me? Because everybody wants to know what's in it for me.
Besides getting those 3 items, the weekend from the 7th through the 11th I was telling you about.
Yeah.
1775 Club members that have signed up for one of the events that we're doing. They will get, besides the sponsors, because you've been around enough, sponsors always get the tables closest to the stage.
Sure.
But right behind the sponsors are going to be 1775 Club tables.
Okay.
So they'll be up close at all the events.
Okay, so for any event that ever happens there.
1775 Club members will get special seating
Okay.
for any event.
And how many people will be able to be part of the 1775 Club?
We're not stopping it.
Okay, so there's no limit on the
There's
numbers.
no limit on it. And if you're ever in Philadelphia, once the building's built, and it will be built, there's no question it's going to be built.
Yeah.
Between 1,700 and 1,800, 365 days of the year, you'll be able to walk in and get 75-cent beer.
Oh, wow.
All you got to do is show your coin.
Yeah.
You just have to physically have your coin in hand.
Yeah.
Plop that down on the bar, and you get your 75-cent beer. And to date, I'm happy to announce that as of midnight last night, we have 2,501 members of the 1775 Club.
Oh, you've already got 2,500.
And that has generated nearly $500,000.
Oh, wow.
Let me put it in perspective for you. This is totally based on the Department of Veteran Affairs data. Okay? If 5% of those Americans who have earned the title of Marine were to join the 1775 Club, and I'm only talking $213 of one-time payment,
Yeah.
5%, we could pay cash for the place. We could put down nearly $23 million.
Is that how much the place is going to cost?
Yeah.
$23 million.
Yep.
And how much have you raised so far?
A little over 2. We've got guarantees for a little over 3, and then we have the $3 million from the state of Pennsylvania. So we're closing in on $7 million
Okay.
that we have.
So you're
And
still going to probably need another 16?
we would like to get that 11 to 12 million
11, 12, yeah.
and to get a construction loan so we can start digging.
Yeah.
Because we know people will come out of the woodwork. Because there's still some people out there that, well, let me see if they're really going to start digging a hole.
Yeah.
And once we start digging the hole, we are 100% certain that people will come out of the woodwork.
Yeah, I think right now people are always going to be apprehensive until they hear, okay, they're breaking ground. And once they see you're actually breaking ground, then they'll be more apt to invest.
So do you want to be part of the 5% solution or part of the 95%, that stand on the sidelines?
Yeah.
Part of the 5% that want to see it built? To me, it's a no-brainer, but I've been engaged over 2 years now
Yeah.
with the project. So
Yeah, I think that really what it comes down to is that there's a war of information out there, as always, and people just want to know that their money is going to something that is worthwhile. Number one, they want to know that it's legitimate, which they just got to do a little bit of research and they can see for themselves, right? And then they want to know that it's going to be something valuable, and they want to know what's in it for them. Like I said, that's why the WIFM never goes away. It doesn't matter if you're teaching a class or if you're just like out in society, because people always want to know what's in it for them. And rightly so, because like, how is this going to benefit me? Obviously it's a cool venture, and I'd like to see this thing come to fruition, because this has been a huge plan.
It'll be a Marines Mecca.
Yeah, and people can make
Marines Mecca. I
gotta
gotta
make their pilgrimage.
Yep.
I
have to go to the ton.
You guys will probably be able to throw multiple balls there throughout the year, throughout the ball season. And then you'll be able to have all kinds of other events that people could probably book, private events.
Oh yeah,
private dinners,
private dinners. I mean,
there's a lot of really cool opportunities.
The board made a determination that once it starts getting built, 6 months prior to completion, we're going to have to hire an events coordinator.
Yeah,
going to have to be full-time staff.
Yep,
because we will have to start planning that far out.
You'll probably end up getting booked, for like multiple years in a row from people.
Oh my God,
who are wanting to come do stuff there, not only for retirements but promotions. People are going to want to book promotion times there, swearing in ceremonies, birthday balls. There's probably going to be somebody out there that's going to want to get married in it. There's going to be all kinds of crazy stuff that you're going to run into.
All the time.
Private dinners, private business meeting, like officer night outs, staff NCO night outs, NCO night outs, like what are they called?
Dine-ins.
Dine-ins, yeah. Things like that, where mess nights. Mess nights will be a thing. They're going to definitely have mess nights in there.
Harrisburg is just up the road from us.
Yeah, they're going to definitely have mess nights.
Joint reserve base right across the river.
Yeah. I mean, I guarantee you that like 8th and I will probably take a trip up there and have a mess night up there at some point.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
And there's just a lot of opportunity there, and I'm a big fan of history. I've always found history super interesting and captivating, and something that it really attracts me is like learning about our country's history, and just history in general. I think is just very fascinating to me, and I've always appreciated the culture, and I think that there's a lot to learn from history, and it's going to be, even though it won't be like the original location, it's still going to be a real cool opportunity to kind of like feel like you're a part of something historical.
It's ironic you bring that up, because it actually stresses 2 points that the foundation is striving that we're going to do. This coming week, November weekend, the whole birthday weekend, on Saturday, the 8th of November, we are rolling out what's called the Ton Legacy Tour. This is a bus/walking tour that the state of Pennsylvania actually gave the foundation a $10,000 grant to develop. Wow. Because this will be a unique bus tour that the Ton Foundation will own, that is being, like I said, being rolled out that Saturday, and we are going to 12 specific sites that tie directly back to the Ton. One of the first stop is the grave site for Major Nicholas. Okay, that's one of the sites. We're going to go to the last remaining steps there. For those that haven't been to Philadelphia, the water actually sits down probably 40, 50 feet. And to get from the water up to the bank, the city originally had I want to say it was 6 sets of steps. There's still 1 set remaining. So those are just 2 of the examples, but we're going to roll out this bus tour to stress the history of the place. Yeah. The other item that we're doing is we've already been contacted. We've signed a loose MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, with the Museum of the American Revolution. that we want to develop a partnership with to actually work with them. They work with us to utilize the historical significance that the ton played in American history. And we'll have some of their stuff. We're starting to get stuff from all kinds of people. You wouldn't believe they want to give us stuff.
Yeah.
So we want to form that partnership because we want to bring back to not just the local area there in Old Town Philly, but Philadelphia in general, that sense of what those taverns used to be. I mean, those were the worldwide webs during the time. When ships came into the docks, they brought the newspapers from Europe.
Yeah.
You know, here's the latest news. So where would you go learn that? You go down to the taverns. And that's where you sit down with the ship's captain or the people that just came in. So we want to do that. We want to engage the locals. You know, we have a vision of when there's local elections. Well, why not have the candidates there at the ton and they actually do a public debate? Why not? Why not get it back to that?
Yeah.
You know, and we've already engaged with period reenactors from around Philadelphia at last year's block party. Here's a for instance. We had Benjamin Franklin, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams. We're all there walking around.
Bunch of reenactors and stuff.
And we're talking guys that I don't know if they've done facial surgery.
Yeah.
But these guys,
They looked the part.
They looked the part and they remained in character the entire block party. So
That's funny.
Tuesday night you come to the ton and you're in there having dinner and Benjamin Franklin comes up and sits down at the table with you and starts talking about the debate that they just had that day in the Second Continental Congress.
That's funny.
So we want to pull that American history and we want to educate everyone today
Yeah.
on what it was and how we got to be this great country that we are now.
Yeah.
So we want to do that.
The best way to get people on board this is for, I think, and you guys are already doing it. You're trying to be as transparent as possible. I think as long as you're transparent about everything you're doing, you put everything out there and like people can search everything up through your EIN, then I think people will start to be more interested in getting on board and they'll be more interested in investing. And I mean, a lot of people probably just don't know that this is even a thing that's happening, you know, so like raising awareness about it's going to help. And as long as you're able to raise awareness and then in addition to that, have a good level of a significant level of transparency so people can trust that what you're saying you're doing is actually what you're doing. And because I mean, especially in now today's day and age, you know, there's a lot of shenanigans. I should say. There's a lot of shenanigans going around. So I think transparency helps, especially with like things like this where you're trying to, where you've got a nonprofit organization raising money for doing something that's affiliated with the military. There's a lot of there's just a lot of shenanigans. So I think that's a good first step. And I think raising awareness by talking to people about it like this will help, even if it doesn't help people get on board initially, as long as it helps let people know, hey, this is a thing that's happening, look into it. And then they look into it, and then you're more likely to get more people on board if people are looking into it. Because if they don't know it exists, they're not going to know it exists.
And to even emphasize that point, and that's a tremendous point. Yeah. I ask people when they go to the website, theton.org, look up at the very top, it'll say About Us.
Yeah.
And I ask people to spend 2 minutes looking at the advisory committee.
Yeah.
Okay. You have names like Lieutenant General Dave Bellin, Lieutenant General Larry.
Lieutenant
Nicholson.
General Bellin?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Dave Bellin's a member of our.
He used to be he was the
Mar 4 Res.
The Mar 4 Res commanding general. Yeah.
Lieutenant General Larry Nicholas, who was the former 3 MEF.
Oh yeah, I know.
General.
I've met him.
So he's on the board. Retired Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps Gene Overstreet is on our board of advisors. Retired Sergeant Major Angela Manis, who was the first female Sergeant Major at 8th and I.
Oh wow.
She's on our advisory committee. So Lieutenant General Jocko Tulin is on our advisory committee. So take a minute and look at that. And I'll just drop. And I will drop one name for the actual board of directors.
Yeah.
And we didn't even reach out to him. He reached out to us, and that's General Peter Pace. General Pace is on our board of directors.
Okay.
Because he wants to see this project done. So
Yeah.
you don't have these type of people
Get
wanting
on
to
board.
get on
Yeah,
board.
they're not going to put their name out there unless they believe in it, or if it's
Exactly.
like legitimate.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I think that's, I mean, that's a good sign, for a lot of people. I would encourage all of you out there to go to their website. Go to the website, look at the About Me, check it out. And so you've got the copper mugs, you've got the T-shirts, you've got the ton, what was it?
Legacy tankard.
The ton legacy tankard. You've got the 1775 club. All that stuff can be found on the website,
Yes, it
right?
can be.
And then you can also donate on the website after you've had time to look at it and you're cool with it. You can choose to donate if you want as well. But
And I would not be doing my job if I didn't mention that because it's being built,
yeah.
there's a window that you can become a plank owner.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, plank owners for individuals are $10,000,
Okay.
but you don't have to pay all that in one sum.
Yeah.
We can work with you to be a plank owner. We even have corporate plank owners.
Oh, wow.
So corporations can join at the $25,000, $50,000, or $100,000 level.
What do
Okay.
the different thresholds do for them?
The 10,000, the individual, you and me as a plank owner.
Yeah.
Once you make, and I paid mine off in an installment, okay,
Yeah.
over a year, which made it a whole lot more plausible.
Sure.
Especially with the wife.
Yeah.
Honey, just to let you know, I'm paying $10,000 to a bar.
Yeah.
What? You're paying $10,000 for a damn bar that's not even built yet?
Yeah.
I went around for a year.
Yeah.
Obviously, your name's going to go on the brass plaque as a plank owner.
Okay.
Second thing is anytime a plank owner makes a reservation at the place, you get white tablecloth service. You get priority in seating. As we've discussed, everybody and their brother, when this place goes up, is going to want to come.
Yeah.
But plank owners get bumped to the front of the line.
Wow.
We're going to have tables, sections. Here's the Marine plank owner table. Here's the Freemason plank owner table. Here's the United States Navy plank owner table. Because the organizations, we're getting donations. I can't drop the former assistant commandant's name, but we've had an assistant commandant who is actually giving us their china. So when you come and eat, as a Marine plank owner, you'll be eating off the china of a former assistant commandant of the Marine Corps.
Wow.
Okay. The Freemasons even have cooler. I hate to say it, but their stuff's even older and cooler off their china that they're going to have. So the first bottle of wine is free. Okay. Plank owners will get handwritten or printed invitations to every special event. So when we have the grand opening, we know that's going to be a list of who's who in the zoo. So plank owners are going to get first priority on getting invitations to the grand opening. Okay. And the same thing for the corporations. That's where we're going to make our money.
Yeah. The corporate donors is going to be the big one. You said there's different thresholds for that too. And what are those? What's the differences between those?
It's essentially, Exxon Corporation drops $25,000. Not everyone from Exxon is going to get a free bottle of wine when they walk in.
Yeah.
They won the name, obviously $100,000 plank owner. His name is going to be bigger on it. But you will still get the corporation's name will be on the legacy tankard that we discussed earlier. That tankard will be there. Your name's going to be on the brass plaque. And even higher, if you want to be one of those keystone donors, because we still have some naming rights there. The second floor that we talked about, the big conference room is already taken. The Freemasons have already donated money for that room, and they have the naming rights. And we actually have a descendant from John Adams who purchased the naming rights for the smaller conference room.
Okay.
And so we still have some naming rights that are available there inside the whole complex.
Yeah.
That at those keystone levels that we would love to talk to a couple of sponsors.
Yeah.
To develop that. And obviously they're going to get recognized from now to eternity.
You said the big conference room was already purchased.
And the small conference room was purchased.
And the small
naming
conference room.
rights.
The naming rights.
Yes. have been purchased. So those are gone, but there's still the third floor has naming rights, the kitchen, the outdoor dining areas, the restaurant itself has, and then we're going to have a small private where you can hold it's 15 or 16 seats, a smaller dining room inside in Peg Mullen's Beefsteak Club.
Okay.
There's naming rights for that. So we still have naming rights available.
Yeah. You said Peg Mullen.
Peg Mullen's Beefsteak Club.
How do you spell the Peg part?
P-E-G.
Peg. Okay, Peg Mullen.
Peg Mullen's.
Makes sense.
Yep. So we still have that.
Yeah.
So we're definitely looking for corporate sponsors. And the only reason we haven't broken ground is we haven't raised enough capital yet to secure that construction loan.
And how much capital do you need to secure before you can get the construction loan?
A lot of us believe we need that 11 to 12 mil. Okay. Because obviously the more cash we have, the last thing any of us on the board wants to have happen is we start digging and then we don't have enough cash to actually pay the bills as they come in.
Yeah.
And because you start, stop, that's just bad for business.
Yeah.
So we want to have enough in the bank that when we start, we know 14 months after we start, it's going to open.
Yeah.
We know 14 months later. That's what it's going to take.
Yeah, it's going to be quite an undertaking. I think that's probably the hardest part of this whole process really is just raising the money. Because once you've got the money together, then you can start moving forward with it. It's a little bit easier.
And we're hoping that this weekend, where last year we had, like I was telling you, a little over 3,000 Marines that were there. For the block party this coming year on November 10th, we already have now this is just those that have taken time to go to the ton.org, go to November 10 events, scroll down and log in and sign up and say, hey, I'm going to be at the block party. We have over 2,300 people that have signed up that said they're going to be at the block party.
Wow.
2,300. Locals don't sign up. Locals just show up.
Oh, really?
Oh, I just learned this one today. We actually have people from Australia that are flying in for the weekend because Sunday evening we're doing a dinner cruise birthday ball on the Spirit of Philadelphia. They are coming in to participate in the birthday ball on the Spirit of Philadelphia.
What's the
Australia?
What's the Spirit of Philadelphia?
It's a dinner cruise ship.
Oh, it just goes down up and down the bay.
It's a 3-hour. It's a 3-hour on the Delaware River.
Oh, wow.
Up and back. Yeah. 3 hours.
That's cool.
They have. I want to stress to your listeners.
Yeah.
Got to stress this. And for those who have been in the service, this is one of those foot stompers.
Yeah.
Once this is up and operational, it's in our bylaws. The foundation and no one on the board is going to take one dime. All the profits that we make for the year are going to be given back to charity. So, Marine for Life, Toys for Tots, Semper Fi Fund.
So all of the money that's made from this will pay for the staff because you have to pay for
you got to do your
pay
operational.
the rent, you pay your bills, you pay your staff, you pay for the events, and everything else that's left over after that is going to be going to charities.
Well, we are going to keep a small fund. We haven't determined. You got to keep some maintenance costs.
Sure.
There's got to be. You got some painting to do. That type of stuff. We want to be able to give to the local neighborhood.
Yeah.
We want to be able to support. Yes, it's great to give to St. Jude's Hospital, okay? But that's fine. But what about the hospital that's 3 blocks down the road?
Yeah.
We want to support the local community because we want to become that place in the local community that people come to.
Sure.
And it's not just a Marine bar. That's the last thing we want.
Yeah.
We want it to be a place where people want to come to and be a part of and actually experience history. That's why we're having the reenactors that'll be coming in every night. The Ton Legacy Tour that I told you about, that is going to enhance not only downtown Philly, but all of Philadelphia. People will come in to be a part of that.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be interested in partaking in this thing once it's like, up and running for sure. like I said, I think right now it's like a lot of people are probably hearing of this and, they're going to be skeptical because like a lot of people have, like you said, a lot of people have tried this before and it didn't work out, didn't pan out or whatever. And then they're just like,
Exactly.
well, how do we know this is going to be legit? How do we know this is actually going to get followed through with? They're going to be, just kind of wanting to see something tangible, which breaking ground I think will help. So once you guys achieve that 11 to 12 milestone that you're looking for to get that construction loan, then I think you'll be in a good spot.
Yes.
So again, if you guys are interested, I would, like I said, I would go to the website, theton.org, and check out the about section, look into who all the folks are that are on the board, look into any local press about it and stuff like that. And I would call people if you need some,
Look at the bottom of the page.
Yeah.
There's an email address that they can send any inquiries, and there's a phone number.
There you go. So do that too. This is going to help ultimately is the more people that call those numbers and email and like inquire, like, hey, what, like if you got questions, reach out to them because that's the easiest way to get your questions answered. And if that helps give you a warm and fuzzy to be interested in supporting, then that's good.
Yes.
Right. Because I can't endorse or not endorse, but I want you to, like, I love the idea of what you guys are planning here. And I know that there's a lot of very reputable people that are involved in it. And I want to see it succeed. I think it'd be a really cool thing for the community and for the, not only just like the Marine community, but like the veteran community, the Pennsylvania, the Philadelphia community, the history community. Anybody that has any interest in history or the Marine Corps, or like military history in general, I think this is going to be something that's very cool and very interesting.
That's our goal.
Yeah,
that is our goal.
Yeah. So either way, again, if anything that you heard in this podcast is interesting to you, please go check out theton.org. Check out their website. Look at the About Me section or the About section and look up the email address and phone number and make some calls, make some emails. Check them out. And is there anything else that you wanted to leave with the folks before we
don't
part?
hesitate. I'm happy to answer any and all questions.
Okay.
That come across the phone number or the email address. We don't push anyone away.
Okay.
We want to be, like you said, totally transparent.
Yeah, that's the way to win people over is transparency. So I think if they're able to get people are able to get their questions answered, they're more apt to want to get involved to support.
I just want to say thanks for taking the time to let us get the word out.
Yeah,
The more people, I'm still surprised when I run into someone, especially a Marine, that says, "What? You're rebuilding the ton?"
Yeah,
I'm shocked.
There's so much information out there, and it's like everything gets drowned out. Usually because there's so much controversial clickbait stuff that like totally overshadows everything else. The only way you can get people's attention on things that are important that are not necessarily like clickbaity is by, pushing a lot of information out about it and, keep on pushing the information about it as you're able to. So
this has been good.
Yeah. Well, hey, Ken, I appreciate you.
Thanks very much.
Yeah. Appreciate you coming all the way here for this, man, and sitting down. And I hope that you guys gain something valuable from this. Like I said, please check out their website, theton.org, if you got any questions or you're interested in this endeavor that they're setting out upon. And hopefully you guys can answer any questions that people have. Yeah, I look forward to seeing how this thing unfolds and turns out. And
I'll buy you your first beer when you come up.
Well, I don't personally drink, but I will eat lots of food for sure.
I will buy you dinner.
I'll smash some food up there for sure.
Will do
but
that.
I wish you guys the best, and I look forward to seeing this thing, blossom, and we'll see how this thing goes over the next year.
Thanks.
All right, appreciate it, Ken.
Hoorah.